We're back again with another engaging edition of Sports this morning. We're reaching you from Channels Television Sports Center. Welcome on board. On the program today, what are you talking about? It's D-Day for the Super Eagles of Nigeria as they take on South Africa. But let's begin with what's going on at the NFF Secretariat in Abuja. NFF Drama Series 10. Who is working with us on this journey? We're getting reports that 8 FA chairmen have put together a petition and sent to the Court of Arbitration for Sports. They are asking what is FIFA's business with Nigeria. We'll let you know what will come out of that one. Yes, you know that the General Secretary Musa Akmadu has resumed work at the NFF Secretariat, but there's no place for Aminu Megari yet. He was trying to get into office last night and then he was stopped by the DSS. NFF Drama Series 10. We'll keep an eye on what's going on with football administration in Nigeria. Let's leave that and go to South Africa, where it's a win or win encounter for the Super Eagles of Nigeria when they take on the Bafana Bafana team of South Africa. Coach Steven Keshi is confident that his boys can actually prove that they're champions of Africa by beating South Africa. Remember, Nigeria must win that game because they lost to Congo 3-2 in Calabar on Saturday, while South Africa traveled to Sudan to win 3-0. Sheikh Mashaba believes that the pressure of overcoming the record that Nigeria has over South Africa is what can motivate his team to actually win, and then he's dreaming that the dream he started with the team can continue. Win or win game for the Super Eagles of Nigeria. The time 7 p.m. Nigerian time. That game will kick off. Let's talk tennis now. Andy Murray. It's not going well for him. The misery continues. The British number 1 has slipped out of the world's top 10 for the first time since 2008 following Marin Cilic's victory at the US Open. His ranking of 11 means he faces a battle to secure one of the 8 slots available for the end of the season World Tour Finals in London in November. Murray, not looking good for him at the moment. It's not looking good for Murray, but it's a final pit stop for the man on your screen. Ferrari's Luca Di Montezemolo has stepped down as longtime chairman of the F1 team. His departure follows a poor season on the track and disagreements with Sergio Marchionne, chief executive officer of parent company Fiat. Remember, Montezemolo's tenure, Ferrari increased revenues of tenfold and tripled sales volume as the Italian family business grew into one of the world's most powerful brands. The team had their worst result of the year at the Italian Grand Prix on Sunday when Fernando Alonso retired with a hybrid system failure and teammate Kimi Raikkonen finished 9th. Final pit stop for Ferrari's chairman. And then in his words, he has described, he's been chairman since 1991 and he has described his stay at Ferrari as a marvelous and wonderful year. That's it. Not going good for Murray, and then Montezemolo quitting. Super Eagles of Nigeria win or win encounter for them as they take on South Africa in the 2015 AFCON qualifying game. And then the drama in the NFF continues. Action-packed world of sport. What are you talking about? Let's quickly let you see the last time Nigeria played South Africa. It was at the Mandela Challenge Cup. Uche Nwafor stepped up big time for the Super Eagles. Let's let you see highlights of that game and then we'll come back. We'll talk. Stay.
Late penalties to beat Ethiopia and go through the group phase, and then they really started turning it on in the knockout phase. They beat the hot favourites, the Ivory Coast, in Rustenburg at the Royal Bafokeng Sports Palace, and of course Mali here in the semi-final. South Africa had lost to Mali in the quarters on penalties. Perhaps South Africa, had they had a bit more luck in that penalty shootout, might well have taken on the Nigerians. And then of course Nigeria beating Burkina Faso in the final with that winning goal from Sunday Mba, who is playing here today. There are 5 players in this Nigerian lineup tonight who were in the starting lineup for the final. A couple on the bench as well, including the Chelsea man Victor Moses, who somewhat surprisingly is not in the starting lineup today. Perhaps
different combinations that you say. Yobi, he's new to it now. He'd like to get on the score sheet early.
So South Africa in the yellow and green up against the Nigerians in all white today with green trim. Nigeria attacking the goal to the left-hand side. South Africa with just 1 win in 7 previous meetings. Nigeria 5 successes out of 7 against South Africa, 1 draw, which was at Soccer City in 1990. He was captain that day. Maybe with a little fortuitous refereeing, it might well have been a Nigerian victory that afternoon as well. So they really have dominated in the past against Bafana Bafana. What will be the outcome here? Chance here for Nigeria, and another good block. Oh, and what a magnificent goal on the back heel. Stuck in the back of the net, and the Super Eagles have broken the net.
That's it. That's on ended Nigeria to South Africa 0. I will see that sort of result tonight. Win or win game for the Super Eagles of Nigeria as they take on South Africa 2015 AFCON qualifying game. Coach Stephen Keshi and his team, they are under pressure to impress. Remember, they're champions of Africa. They couldn't prove that against Congo, and now they have another chance to prove it against South Africa. The records are favoring Nigeria, but this is football where anything can happen. So Nigeria cannot afford to be complacent when they take on South Africa tonight. The game will kick off 7 p.m. Nigerian time. Let's talk sports. Welcome on board. Wherever you are in the world watching us, we invite you to be part of the show. And yes, you can do so. There's so much to talk about. Someone somewhere I know has been following the NFF drama series. Guess what? We've passed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We're now in season 10 of the NFF drama series. And what is new? 8 FA chairman, they've gathered themselves, put a petition, sent to CAS, and they're asking, what is FIFA's problem with Nigerian football? Why is FIFA harassing the country? We'll get to know what will come out of that one. On Twitter, our channels_sports, and on Facebook, our channels-sports. Action-packed world of sports. Welcome on board. Tayo Salam joins us now. Tayo, good to have you on the program.
Yep. Always great to be here, Austin.
I don't want us to talk about the issues. Let's just leave it on the surface until we get more coming out of the NFF glass house.
Yeah, definitely. There's really nothing much to talk about. What we know now is they've taken their case to CAS. The people that feel they have been wronged. You can understand that now. That's the body where you have to go to when you have a problem. But what I can say is I really don't see what grounds they will be appealing on this particular decision from FIFA. So I think it's just a lost battle.
Well, that's coming from you.
Yes,
let's wait to see what will come out of that one. But yeah, the Nigeria senior men's national team is important. You underline that part. Senior men's national team, the Super Eagles, they're playing to qualify for the 2015 African Cup of Nations that will take place in Morocco. They lost the first game to Congo by 3-2 in Calabar. That's one I want to forget in a hurry. But they play South Africa tonight. Tayo, what are you expecting?
Yeah, the Super Eagles are condemned to winning. There's no two ways about it. And usually when you're involved in a qualifying series like we are at the moment, the best thing is to do is to start your first game by winning and set a solid foundation. And that usually sets the tone for what you're going to achieve in your subsequent games. But that wasn't the case for us. And that game against Congo was absolutely terrible. And now we're playing catch up already. So the Super Eagles really have no choice but to get a win in South Africa.
So that's it. The last time Nigeria played South Africa, I've shown you highlights of the game, and that's what you have on your screen. It was the Mandela Challenge, and then Nigeria again showed superiority by defeating South Africa. I think we've lost South Africa just once.
Yes.
And they will be banking on records tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. And even the ones we lost against South Africa wasn't a competitive game. So I think it's safe to say Nigeria has got the Indian sign over South Africa, but then records don't play football anymore nowadays. Now, before the Congo game, we talked about the records of Nigeria not losing at home for God knows how long, but we know how that went now. So come tonight in Cape Town, the South Africans will be buzzing, and they actually believe they can take advantage of the fact that Nigeria is kind of demoralized at the moment to get that all important win. I can understand why they feel that way, but in my own opinion, I don't see anything to really be afraid of in the South African team.
We will know. South Africans, we will know. 7 p.m. Nigerian time. Well, they have a new coach, Ephraim Shakes Mashaba.
Yes.
And Good start for him when he traveled to Khartoum to beat Sudan, and then he's hoping that the dream start will continue when he takes on Nigeria.
Yeah, absolutely. I thought that was a very surprising appointment for me. You remember there were talks about Stephen Kesh and Carlos Queiroz actually taking over the Bafana Bafana team, but then when he was appointed, I think his appointment has really generated a lot of excitement in the country. Good local coach, it's quite popular in South Africa. Like you said, it started very well with that very good win in Sudan, 3-0. It wasn't really the greatest of performance, but they got the result and they got the goals. So that's what really matters. And what he's doing right now, I think he's been able to assemble a very youthful team there. The average age is about 24 years old, and they're a very good side, but they're still very young and not very experienced. So perhaps Nigeria will be able to take advantage and bring that experience to bear when we take on them tonight. But one thing I think is going in favor of Sheikh's Mashaba and South Africa is he's under no pressure actually, because when he was appointed, Danny Jordan has already said we won't be judging you on this qualifiers at all. Just go try and build a team, build a new era for South African football, and we'll take it from there. So, and it's very dangerous when you're playing this kind of teams because they're not playing under any pressure, you know. So hopefully the Super Eagles really go to that game and step it up.
I know it's unthinkable. When I say unthinkable, I mean unthinkable to imagine that Nigeria will even play a draw against South Africa tonight, because should the Super Eagles play a draw, it leaves South Africa in 4. Let's say Congo travel and then beat Sudan. More problems for us. Yeah, exactly, and that's why I said at the start of the show, it is they are condemned to win. Win or win, basically. This is a qualification 6-pointer. If you ask me, Congo 3 points already. South Africa 3 points. If the worst happens and Nigeria loses against South Africa and Congo go ahead and beat Sudan, that's 2 teams ahead of you with 6 points. Where do you go from there? Then it's so difficult. I'll tell you where. I can tell you where we can go. And someone on Twitter is telling us where we can go. Obiaruko Ume says, we pray. That's what Nigerians can do. We pray that the Super Eagles will carry the day. Now that the issue at the NFF has been partially, I like that word, partially settled.